This trip impacted me in the way that you cannot tell anyone when they're walking around campus. When they ask you what happened for spring break, you want to say, I went on a service trip, but there's no words I can use to describe it because the impact is something that each person, I feel like, needs to experience before they graduate.
I've spent a lot of time in more like country settings of doing service, and it was cool to go more into inner city to see it's a good reminder to see that not everything is as perfect as it seems, as it's portrayed in the media and as it's portrayed, I love Elon, but it's a little bit of a bubble, so it's cool to see it's a good reminder of what else is out there and what more needs to be done and what more you can do and how what little bit you do makes a difference.
You feel awful that it happened to these people, the circumstances that they went through, but at the same time you feel honored that you were able to give back and give, if nothing more, just a little bit of your time, and that was humbling.
My favorite service activity was the first day we all got there, and we were working at the YMCA, and I was helping paint a little shed out back. And I also helped move a whole bunch of dirt, but it was just the reason why I think I liked it is because all of a sudden we had been talking about it and we were there in Mississippi, getting to know each other for the first time and working with John. So it was just the first day that you felt you were involved in helping people.
I think my most meaningful moment was probably just working alongside the professors. We had one professor and then a staff member on the trip. And just being able to talk to them while we were working side by side about anything really, like just what I'm planning to do in the future, what they had done in the past. It was really cool and not something I don't think I could have done that. Just being at Elon.
There was one day where we went to Feed My Sheep, which was a soup kitchen, and I've always wanted to work in a soup kitchen. We got there really early in the morning and we actually learned how to cook, and just learning the secrets behind making mass quantities of food was really interesting for me. And there were so many great stories there. We got to talk to the chefs, we got to talk to the owner of Feed My Sheep, and then we got to sit down and actually eat lunch with some of the people who came in, so that was a very meaningful service day for me.
We had to do the drip edge on the shed, and we were just kind of making it up as we went along, and I was very nervous about getting it right and making sure that we had the right things in the right places, and so that was the biggest challenge for me, was not really knowing if we were doing it correct on that day.
I had used drills before, but never used any power saws or anything like that, so it was really cool. Did all kinds of shoveling, which, that's expected, but it was really cool to get behind, to plug stuff in and just go.
The last day, we got to go to a woman's house and do yard work in her yard, which is really cool because we got to see who we were directly affecting, and also got to see, all of our group coming together on one last day to do something with a common goal. It was just really fun to all work on something together and make an impact on someone really directly.
I'm currently cutting down the dead palm fronds, such as the ones that are this brownish tan beige color instead of the lively green ones, in order to spruce up this tree.
Is it challenging?
Yes, they are, you don't see out here, but in the inside there are thorns and they're very thick. They're tough to cut, although I do have this nifty cutter to use.
I think my favorite service activity was probably when we got to do a lot of gardening. I've never really done gardening at my house or anywhere in that fact, but we were weeding areas that had not been touched in years. So I was pulling out these roots that were literally as long as my arm, and it was just such an accomplishment when you were done because you could obviously see the difference that you'd made, and it just felt such strength.
Yeah, come on! You can see it! I can see it!
You hold on. 2. Well,
Sometimes it was hard to see how the projects we were doing, how they were directly related to the disaster's effects. And sometimes that frustrated some of us just because we wanted to be doing things that directly were because of the hurricane. But just realizing that, they were like minor things from the hurricane, and it's been a long time since it occurred, so, but just kind of coming to that realization.
It was hard to see how what we were doing was affecting the people, But then, I mean, then once you think about it, it really did help a lot because, I mean, the stuff that we did, even though the smallest task of painting trim took us a good half a day, which that's a half a day that they don't have to do like the small task to rebuild. They're just trying to get on with their lives. So I guess we affected them in that aspect.
Overall, the trip was an amazing experience. It had an amazing impact on me, as well as I know it had an amazing impact on others, including those that went on the trip with me, as well as those that we helped. It was definitely something that I would encourage other individuals to do, and something that if I have time in the near future, I'm willing to do again as well.
Just being a freshman and being able to know upperclassmen and just know the ins and outs that I still haven't learned has been really great. As far as seeing the area goes, it was just unreal to me how much had not been rebuilt, like especially in mid-city New Orleans. Like, it looks like it could have been the day that the storm hit, so that really made an impact.
The trip impacted me overall because I got a new understanding of what the storm meant to people who actually went through it, and got to see firsthand some of the neighborhoods that were destroyed and hear from some of the people, and also just on a more personal level, gaining the friendships from the trip and interacting with people, both the locals and on the trip, was just really important to me.
I've been on a lot of trips like this before where you come with a group of people that you've never met, and you know, while you might get along during the trip, you kind of go your separate ways after. But I think this is a group that's going to really stick together for a while, and you know, we're all really different, but we served with a common goal throughout the whole week, and I think just having that will make our friendships last for a while. So I think it was a really unique experience that we were able to get along so well.
I really enjoyed just getting to know everyone that was on the trip with me. I think we all bonded really well. I've made 16 new best friends for a lifetime, which is something that, I mean, I really value, as well as just being able to sit back and talk with them at the end of each night and just kind of reflect on what we did that day and how it all made us feel.
The group of people was so amazing. We all clicked so perfectly, and we just had a lot of fun together. I mean, whether it was in the free times in the afternoons when we would play catchphrase and Scrabble and fun board games, or if it was the actual service activities, we really bonded through those as well, because you're using teamwork to make things happen.
If you put it on me, I will kill you.
I'm gonna put it on you.
I will put this in your face.
I'm gonna put it on you. I'm just letting you know.
Don't.
Ready?
Just don't. I got it. I got it before it got near me.
Now that I'm back and I've done it, I just want to do so much more, and I regret that it's my senior year and I don't have more years to do service trips like this, but just being with the group of people made me realize that there are such kind, good-hearted people out there, and being around them for an entire week with no internet and just board games, and we slept on the floor in sleeping bags and just ate together and did everything together, I think that had a big impact on me in realizing that there's so much good in the world.
Soul sister.